Welcome to Monarchist Minute, Royalist news and discussion in the good old US of A, but not this week, because this week is going to be our Christmas episode, and it's going to be one of those rare, fun episodes that I think I originally planned to do every month, but, well, the news kind of ruins that. But we are going to be taking Christmas week off and New Year's week off. So a happy New Year's to all you YouTube people, because this is what you're going to have to subsist off of for the next couple of weeks. But this is our Christmas episode. So I do have a tiny update for you. A few episodes ago, a good few episodes ago, I kind of issued this challenge that we would do a book a month or whatever, that I challenge you guys to read a book a month, and I want to see how we all are doing. So some of the people here probably weren't here with that, so I guess we'll just be talking about what books we've been reading to stimulate our intellects beyond simple YouTube and stuff. But YouTube's fine and all if you're watching us, but at some point after you stop watching us, then it's not really that great. So, try and
Imagine living
since
in
you're
real
first
life.
up on my list. What have you been reading recently?
I've been reading a couple of books. When it comes to like just personal kind of reading, I've been reading the Metro series, which is a really fun post-apocalyptic series. I got through the first two books. I'm on Metro 2035 now, but I've been really enjoying that. And then for more ideological reading, I've been reading De Regno by St. Thomas Aquinas, and it is basically the Catholic argument for Catholic argument. I'm very fun. No, the Catholic argument for monarchism, and it's a short read, but it's a good one. And I just like to go over it sometimes to see, if I can just refresh my memory, make sure I know what I'm talking about, and just kind of have those arguments ingrained, because it's just a real great read. But that's what I've been going over recently.
Krieger or Craig? How do you say your name?
Yeah, Krieger. Anyways, I've been reading Lord of the Rings, so I'm still stuck on the Fellowship of the Ring, but we're getting there.
Well, just remind yourself that technically Lord of the Rings is actually 6 books and 3 volumes, so you can seem to progress faster than you actually are, if that helps.
Yeah.
So it's all about tricking your mind or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Victor?
Not.
Oh, Dante?
These are just any books in general, correct?
Yeah. What you've been reading? Like the telephone book.
Recently, I've been reading The Way of Kings, which is the first book in the Stormlight Archive series by Brandon Sanderson.
Was it good? Was it a boot?
It's pretty good. I mean, I just started recently, so I can't really tell you everything that it's about. As in, literally, like, I started yesterday when I had free time.
Oh, okay, cool. I've been on a Dickens bend ever since I issued this little book a month thing. So I finished Great Expectations. That is a very good book. And then I've just finished this week, last week actually, Saturday, Hard Times, which, without giving too much away, is sort of this critique of this thing we actually have nowadays in the world, where people just want to reduce everything to just statistics and math and whatnot. And so it's a critique of that, which kind of becomes more and more relevant, and the consequences when you essentially raise people in that manner of thinking, and you sort of subject any sort of fancy or whimsy or anything to that, as opposed to a natural balance and such. And I can't really say much without giving too much away, and the description really doesn't do it justice. So I would say definitely it's in the public domain, I think. So you could probably get a free ebook of it somewhere. But yeah, Hard Times by Charles Dickens is a very, very enjoyable read. And now, of course, because my little 4 classic works of Charles Dickens book or whatever has 4 works in it, the next one is A Christmas Carol, and it being December, I'm reading A Christmas Carol. It's a lot shorter than I anticipated. that was the book falling to the floor. It wanted out of this conversation. No, it's a lot shorter than I thought it would be. I'm approaching the end of the third stave, which is the second ghost. Because, anyways, but yeah, it's really good. Dickens has some great. I don't know. He writes it. My uncle doesn't. Who's an English teacher, doesn't really like Dickens, but I really like him. So I guess he's a hit or miss author. But yeah, it is really good. So anyone, we're all well. Anyone else read any of the books that anyone else said that about? No, book club over. Okay, I guess this is why real book clubs typically have everyone read the same book.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that takes too much effort, and I can't be bothered. So,
For real, on God.
anyways, so now we can finally move on to our third magical timestamp. So, you've read. I mean, you've read. Wait, was the How the Grinch Stole Christmas a book before it was made a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You've read and watched How the Grinch Stole Christmas. You've seen the stupid Jim Carrey version. Actually, I don't know if it's any good or bad. I just heard it's bad.
Wait,
so
which
I
one is
actually-
this? Is it like the early 2000 one or like
Yeah,
whatever
the
it was made?
90s, early 2000s live action one.
Bro, it's
Apparently, it's
goated.
really
What do you
bad.
mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's the best version.
Okay. You've seen the new Illumination version that was released a couple of years ago. But have you read How Cromwell Ruined Christmas?
Cromwell Ruined Christmas? I'm not sure if that's a book.
Well, yeah, it's a joke. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. So, well, we are going to be lighthearted and fun this episode. Lightheartedness and funness always involves ragging on the Puritans because Puritans just, I don't know. If you're a Catholic in the Anglosphere, Puritans bring you nothing but perpetual sadness. So,
Boo.
There's a great quote about the Puritans. The only thing that scares a Puritan more than a Catholic is the thought of anyone, anywhere, at any time having fun.
Yes, which is why when the Puritans came over to Massachusetts Bay Colony, one of the first things they did, in fact, was ban the celebration of Christmas and all things that were seen as papish.
Typical Protestant L.
Correct.
And
Which is
Hello, Kitty.
Cromwell also did a whole host of things like seizing monasteries in England and Ireland, as well as driving people off of their land.
Typical British L.
well,
And of course, he had a lot of help from Henry VIII, but that's neither here nor there.
yeah. Which there was actually. Okay, so does anyone know if the Cromwell that was part of the original English Reformation has any relation to the Cromwell of English Civil War infamy? Or are those just
Thomas
two people with the
Cromwell?
same last name?
I believe that's just, at least from what I've learned about the English Civil War, I think that's just a coincidence, but I may be wrong. Fact check us in the comments and make us look dumb, if you would.
Let me take a
And
look.
boosting
Let me
engagement.
take a look.
But
Let me take a
anyways,
look.
so the another thing is that what was I going to say? So Charles Colomb, unrelated to me, Charles, and apparently my doppelganger Trad Raider, who I guess we'll start calling Charles too.
Yay.
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 Yay. Anyways. Yay. Okay, stop. Anyways. This is not going well. Anyway, so Charles Colomb makes the argument that since the Puritans couldn't destroy Christmas, they just tried to commercialize it. So essentially, they're trying as hard as possible to suck out all of its religious meaning and turn it into just another opportunity to make money. Because if there's one thing the Puritans love more than being depressed, it is making that cash money, because they believe in double predestination, and apparently a sign of predestination for them is if you have money, because clearly that's biblical. And
Yay.
Cromwell is actually related to Thomas Cromwell.
I knew it.
Like,
Yep.
Not
I knew
directly, though.
people
No,
would make me look dumb.
Yeah, it's not direct. It's not a direct relation, but it is a relation nonetheless.
like
Well, that's
uncle
everyone in
or
England.
something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, so I guess we could talk about what exactly is your favorite thing, or not your favorite thing, but like the most annoying thing about commercialized Christmas for you. Like what's the thing you find like either this year with the ads or just in general with the ads? Like, what are the things that you find the most annoying?
For me,
I find
it's...
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Vic. No,
Okay.
Yeah,
you're
try
going.
Raider first, I guess, because order.
All right. So the fact that my neighbors put their Christmas decorations up, some of them even before Thanksgiving now, and it's getting to be a little bit of a problem with me because they can't wait for Christmas. It's like Advent is a whole season that gets completely shuttered and eliminated. And I've seen retail stores put Christmas stuff out before Halloween at this point. Not even
For
Halloween
real.
survives.
Nasty.
For real.
Okay.
We're going to reach the year-round Christmas. You will all be jolly.
Oh
You
yes,
will all praise Santa Claus. You will all leave cookies and milk every single night.
Well, I can't wait for Christmas to start with Christmas in July. Yeah, Hallmark does that, by the way.
Yes, they do.
You're trying to record your Frasier, and then Hallmark does Christmas in July, and you're like,
You want to die.
Australia.
Man, if only, man, they ruined Christmas. No.
Anyway,
No ice cream.
It's Trad Raider, since we can now go in order proper.
Yes. So for me, it's two things. Number one, this one's a minor, and it's not really commercialization as much as it is. Well, it kind of is. It's whenever you have your Protestant neighbors who will set up their nativity scenes, and then as soon as Christmas is over, we'll go back to calling you an idolater for having nativity scenes. That's number
Literally.
one. And then number two, and this one really bugs me, and it's not just Christmas, but it is Christmas, but not just Christmas. And it's the commercialization of saints. You can no longer hear Saint Nicholas, Saint Valentine. You cannot hear these guys without thinking of the holiday that is associated with them and intrinsically the commercialization. You don't think Saint Nicholas without thinking big fat red guy with beard, and you can't think Saint Valentine without chocolates and heartbreak. So it's very much a part of our culture now, and it annoys me greatly.
Kriga?
I'm gonna be very real. I really don't like hearing Christmas music when it's still like like the last week of
July.
November or
Last
July.
Christmas. Okay.
No, but like
Remember our
we
rule. Anyways. Oh, by the way, audience. And I'm going to put this in the comments and in the description. Last year, I made a promise that two of us would not be singing at the same time. And this has caused me very much grief in having to edit out things that really I shouldn't have to edit out. And I would just like to ask your permission for us to start doing that again. Not that we will start singing in sync again, but just in case it does happen for 2 seconds, I don't have to go in and find it and remove it. So in the spirit of gift giving and in charity, please save me a whopping 5 minutes a year in this endeavor. Thank you.
release the York cut.
Okay. I don't know. I'm getting up there in that censorship regime. I mean, I think Stalin's gonna have to start taking notes. But anyways, let's see. Vic already said a speech. So Dante, or did Krieger was done? Was Krieger done?
Yes, I am done.
Okay, Dante, do you have opinions?
Let me think. I genuinely despise when people play certain types of Christmas music. For one, I hate pentatonics so much.
For real.
Agreed.
Like, and
What do you
probably
hate?
this is the song that gets on my nerve the most is "Mary, Did You Know?" Just because it's theologically illiterate.
Of course she knew.
It was the whole thing is called the Annunciation. She knew. She did in fact know. Yeah, but other than that, I just don't like Christmas music in general. Just
Alright.
really don't.
Vic, we can't hear really. Okay. Let's see. So for me, let's see. With the things that annoy me, let's see. I obviously, people who who ignore Advent. Obviously, that's annoying because, and this is another example of why Catholics should be running society. But let's see, and then oh yeah, right. So the commercialization of the saints, that's another thing, and then there was something really annoying. Oh yeah, okay, and then the taking of popular, like not necessarily like the religious part of Christmas, but like the older secular part of Christmas, because like the older secular part of Christmas, that was really there to accompany the religious part. Like A Christmas Carol, Charles Dickens, when he wrote A Christmas Carol, didn't think he was going to be writing anything to supplant the actual, actual Christmas, because I mean his characters in the book go to church, like, and it's mentioned, and religion is mentioned very much. Like the Ghost of Christmas Present has 1800 brothers, over 1800 brothers, because 1800 years since the birth of Christ. But but the way that people will take that stuff and then just completely wreck it, like Scrooge in adverts for big companies is just so. I mean, like, if you read Dickens, you like, do you really think that Dickens, who, remember, okay, good thing about another message in hard times is sort of how these people is also against these bosses who don't actually care about their workers. Do you really think that Dickens would have approved of Uncle Scrooge, of old Ebenezer Scrooge, supporting the new iPhone with the alleged conditions in the iPhone factories in China? I mean, but it's just.
I honestly don't think he would realistically care so long as they paid him money.
Well, no, I mean, that's the thing. Okay, Dickens. I don't know. Dickens, apparently his upbringing was let's see, what was his upbringing? His upbringing, apparently his father was in debtor's prison, and he spent a large portion of his life campaigning for child labor laws and the rights of the, poor and underclass, because Victorian England wasn't exactly a great place for anyone except painters, because there's some pretty pictures, but that London smog, man. But anyways.
I don't think Victorian anywhere was good for anyone except like pushy people in power. But that's been the
Well, I
case
mean,
since
I
like
think
the
they were
dawn of
still
time.
dying because of the smog if they lived in the city. So, except Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria herself lived a very, very long life. She made it over that 20th century finishing line, or finishing line of the 19th century. But anyways, Queen Victoria secretly lived till 2004. So yeah, I don't know. It's just this whole ripping, just turning Christmas into another source of profit when we're supposed to be celebrating the birth of Christ, is just like, okay, like, I get it. And this, apparently the Dutch do this thing where they have the gift giving part of Christmas on St. Nicholas feast day, which is the 6th of December, which I don't know. I mean, on the one hand, that's during Advent, so it's not really that great because Advent's
Well,
supposed to be
there
penitential.
is, well, if you don't feed the church, well, I apologize to our non-Catholic audience, but the Catholic Church commands us to feast on feast days. Saint Nicholas's Day is a feast day. Therefore, it don't matter if it's in a penitential season. We should feast.
Yeah, but there's feast days. There's like saints' feast days almost every day of the calendar year. Like there's
Well,
feast.
yeah,
let me
but
check
Saint
this.
Nicholas's feast day is very culturally important.
Well, yeah. I
Feast
mean,
days
I
in
know that,
Advent.
but what was Dante saying?
Somebody was saying something?
Okay, I'm trying to look up all of the feast days in Advent. So what two feasts occur during Advent? Let's
St. Nicholas's
see.
Day, December 6th, Immaculate Conception, December the 8th. And if you
Our
want
Lady
to
of
really
Guadalupe,
party, Our Lady of Guadalupe
December
on
12th.
the 12th.
Feast days and holidays: December 6th, St. Nicholas; December 13th, Feast of St. Lucy; December 14th, Feast of St. John of the Cross; and then December 17th, the final week of the celebration of the Antiphons.
December 24th, Saint Adam.
Hmm.
Well, but you get my point.
Yeah, I get your point.
If there's a feast day of a particular either rank or cultural importance, then go ham.
Yeah. I mean, that's like those dispensation and Lent because of all those Irish folk to have meat on St. Patrick's Day. Oh, I love St. Patty's Day. It'd be my favorite kind of day. Anyways, Ireland. So,
Oh, don't you know?
don't you know? Let's see. Does anyone else have any Christmassy bashing big companies thoughts?
Just the fact that everybody says, "Oh, let's get ready for the holiday season." Which
Don't
holiday?
even
holiday?
get me started. Don't even get me started.
No,
Like
and then
it's ridiculous.
It is
Everybody wants to
Christmas
say
with a capital
Happy
C.
Holidays just to be culturally
Appro-
woke, and yet I would rather you say Happy Hanukkah if you're Jewish, or Merry Christmas, or Happy Kwanzaa if you're one of the people that celebrates that holiday.
of which there are 5.
Or
I still
Diwali or
don't know
whatever.
what it is. I still
The
It's
don't.
traditional Kwanzaa book is. I mean, the traditional Kwanzaa gift is a book called "What the Heck is Kwanzaa?"
well, Kwanzaa was not even around until the 1980s.
Yeah, this is.
But
Yes.
I agree with what Victor's saying, and I think that also extends not just in that area. It extends to like BC and AD, before Christ, Anno Domini. They just want to say, well, now it's before Common Era, Common Era. They'll change the names of things so that they do not reference Christianity, but will not actually change it so that it doesn't. They'll just change the names. Like
Yeah,
what happened in zero BC? What happened? Why are we calling this the holidays? What holiday? They just are too lazy to change it.
and
For
then
real.
let's not forget that the calendar we're using was
Created
written
by
by Saint
Catholic.
Gregory.
I wonder who I wonder who Gregory is. That it's called the Gregorian calendar. He was totally just a guy. Definitely
I,
not Pope.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
Totally.
Greg was just such a chill guy. They named an entire calendar after him.
And a chant.
wait. Was he the
And
same? Was he the same guy who came up with Gregorian chant, or was that a different Gregory?
I believe it was the same one, but I may
I
be
think it's the
wrong.
same.
Someone go ahead. Probably JM004 is going to go ahead and correct me in
How
the
many
chat.
Gregories were there? How many
There are a
Gregories were
lot.
there?
At least 7, I think. I
As
remember.
many as there were Johns.
There's been a lot of Johns. I think John's still the most popular name for a pope. But you think
Isn't
of
He
it like
is.
wasn't it like 23 or something like that?
16
Well,
Something around
Gregories.
there.
Oh
there's
no, 23 was the
21.
anti-pope.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's
there's
21
20
Johns.
there's Pope John the 23rd, but there's been only 22 popes that are actually pope. That's been John, but one
was
of
a
them
clerical
called
error.
himself one John the 23rd. There's a
John the 20th was just skipped.
yeah, because 2 X's are kind of hard, but. John the 24th win. Anyways,
you're gonna lose a lot of the audience by warning a John the 24th, but
if that's a young Pope reference, I haven't watched it.
No, that's Pius the 13th, I believe.
Oh,
yes.
okay. Well, okay. So I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched the young Pope. All I know is that apparently HBO wanted to bash the Catholics, but then the first season was like a trad. All the trads loved it.
Yeah.
And then they tried to wreck it in the second season or whatever. But anyways, so we're all petered out of the stuff, right?
Yeah, I say we move on to our fun questions of the fun episode.
All right.
Fun questions.
I say that one of the many brilliant things about the Christmas season is the spirit of giving. And you can give a toy today to help a kid in need. Since 1947, the United States Marine Corps has been helping Santa's sleigh with toys for children in need. If you would like to donate, go to toysfortots.org and get that done today. Now we can get to the fun questions.
That was the most mechanical advertisement
Yeah.
I've ever heard in my
For
life.
real.
It sounds like Charles just cut it in and then put it there.
No, well, actually though, it's a little late now probably, but also remember if you want your donation to be specifically local, your parish will probably also have a Christmas giving card thing too. So if you want it to be more local, there are many ways to give, is what we're saying,
Just
or what
give.
I'm saying.
And now the question time. And the first thing we are going to do is a lightning round.
Oh,
And
I remember
yes,
this.
Charles, I have purposefully kept it from you because I wanted it to be a surprise.
Yes,
Oh,
but you can't
no.
do that, Dave. I'm
This is
the
going to be
boss.
great. I can tell. This is going to be so fun.
Right, so
And Charles will cry.
name
Probably.
the and
Okay,
I
remember we're going
assume
on.
that I assume that everyone knows how the lightning round goes on off the menu.
Very tempted not to answer whatsoever.
No.
Basically, you
All
only
right.
get just sum up the rules for Krieger because he doesn't know, I guess. Because he's not a true
Basically,
fan.
you only get a few seconds to answer sort of a which would you prefer a word association question, where I would say a word and you have to tell me the first thing that pops into your mind. Or if it is a choice between two things, you have to give me your choice. And it's got to be quick, which is why it's called lightning round. All
And
right.
we're gonna, and I guess for the sake of ease, we'll just go in order from Trad Raider to Krieger to, I guess you.
Yeah,
But
it shows us all
All
the
right.
same thing. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. So, the first lightning round. Rorate Mass or Misa de Gallo?
Rorate.
I only know Misa de Gallo.
Rorate.
Murate.
Rorate.
All
Yeah.
right, so for the person that said Misa de Gallo, explain what that is, and we can explain to you what Rorate is.
Misa de Gallo is like midnight mass for Christmas. So you like show up at 12 a.m. and then go to church and then go to bed.
And Rorate Mass is a mass early in the morning, celebrated on a Saturday during Advent, lit all by candlelight. And it is basically the Mass in honor of the Blessed Virgin Mary during Advent. All right. We've
And it's
got those
very beautiful.
explanations out of the way. out of the way, let's go to the next question. Christmas Proclamation or Lessons and Carols?
Christmas Proclamation.
Proclamation.
Christmas Proclamation.
Carols.
Let's see. Ham or turkey for a traditional Christmas dinner?
Turkey.
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 Gobble gobble.
Best choice.
It was unanimous. All right. Let's
I
see.
don't like ham.
Ham is mid.
Sam I am, oh Sam I am. I do not like green eggs on ham.
Right.
You only eat ham like a sandwich.
The real poet on
Let's-
our hams.
So deep.
Holly or poinsettias?
Sorry, could you say that again? I didn't hear you.
Holly or poinsettias?
Holly.
Poinsettias.
Holly.
Holly and the ivy.
Come all ye faithful or adeste fideles?
Adeste Fidelis.
Adeste
Definitely.
Fidelis.
Adeste fidelis.
Adeste Fidelis.
Leti triumphantes. All right. Let's see.
Just gonna ignore me, okay?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
one. Yeah, no,
Yep.
no
No
one
one
cares.
cares.
No
Shut
one
up.
cares. Shut up, doppelganger. No one cares. Move on.
I did sing that one during choir class one year, so okay.
Oh,
Shut
another,
up.
you were in choir too.
Well, you were
Oh.
forced to be in choir for middle school.
We're the
Choir
same
voice, that's kind of an L.
We're the same person. Wait, were you in the threes section?
I don't know what that is.
It's bass and tenor.
Yeah.
Charles and I are the same person.
Okay, but stop
It all
having
makes
me
sense
remove
now.
things.
No.
So, next lightning round option: mashed potatoes and gravy or sweet potatoes.
Neither.
Mashed potatoes and gravy. Mashed
None
potatoes.
of these. They're both bad.
None of the above. Meat. Give me meat.
For real.
Meat is good.
Okay. Corn or string beans?
Corn.
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 Very well. An English roast or a leg of lamb?
Leg of lamb.
Leg of lamb.
Leg of lamb.
Haven't tried either, I don't think so.
All
Loser.
right. Eggnog or
Eggnog.
hot chocolate?
Hot
Hot
chocolate.
chocolate.
Eggnog has a chance of being spiked. Kidding.
Are you
Like
though?
eggnog, so I guess I'll have to go with hot chocolate, so.
all
Hot
I
chocolate
want
is good.
for Christmas is
No.
you, or Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
Grandma got run over by
Neither.
a reindeer.
Unfortunately, I've got to tell you all that grandma was run over by a reindeer. She's
Neither.
in the hospital right now.
Oh,
I guess all I want for Christmas. I can't take it. Hey, Vic did not specify this is a episode of Death is not an option, because in this case, death is very much no.
Yeah.
right. Let's see. Next one. Traditional. Excuse me. White vestments or gold vestments?
Gold.
Gold.
White.
Gold.
All right. Let's see. Exchanging gifts on Christmas Day or exchanging gifts on Boxing Day?
Christmas Day. What is
What
this
even is
question?
We're
Boxing
not
Day?
Canadians. We don't-
What is this like some British thing? I'm too American to understand.
Yes.
Boxing
What's
Day.
a
Boxing
kilometer?
Day is the day after Christmas.
It's like
Or
No.
I'm
to
sorry.
give it its proper
Who-
context, St. Stephen's Day.
I'm sorry. Who would dare to exchange gifts on the 26th?
lot
Someone
of
who's in a
British
coma on the
people.
25th.
Well, they're wrong.
Typical British hell.
So, next question. Next question. Mistletoe.
Is that a yes or no question?
No, that is a word association. Mistletoe.
Kiss.
Something I can never reach.
Balder.
Kissing.
I gotta go on the Norse mythology grind.
All right. Real Christmas tree or fake Christmas tree?
Real Christmas
Okay,
tree.
I gotta be real with you. Fake. Much easier to clean up.
That's
For real.
true.
Fake.
Pine needles suck.
Listen, man, where am I gonna get a real Christmas tree when it's like 103 degrees in
Go-
the summer?
Go chop it down yourself.
Let's
Loser.
see.
I know, I could actually point you in the direction of a few good places. But I won't.
Christmas lights trim around your home or nativity scene on your front porch?
Nativity.
Nativity scene.
Gonna be real, the Christmas lights. I want everyone to see my house glow. I want
I
others
mean,
to
you can.
suffer having to wake up seeing the lights while they're trying
How
to
about both?
sleep.
Well, an easier and cheaper way to see your house glow would just be to spread some kerosene around and you know. I mean, like I
That
say,
has-
you know, you put a few space heaters up. Your house is heated for a cycle. You set your house on fire; it'll be warm for the rest of its structural integrity.
Well, you see, that has some like unintended side effects. So,
Side effects.
Are you
What are you, a
committed?
communist?
Are you committed to annoying your neighbors or not? Like, there's nothing more annoying than a burnt out house for like a few months. Like,
listen,
like, if you
man, I
want to commit to annoying,
listen,
drive
man,
the
you
property
gotta do
value
that
down?
like,
That's how you
as
do
soon
it.
as you're gonna ditch. Like, it's the last. Goodbye.
once again, commit to the bit. People will expect it if you're planning on moving out. So unless you are really sneaky about your moving out plans, you have to do it without letting people know. I'm just saying. Commit to the bit.
So,
Arson
right.
is expensive.
Frosty the Snowman or Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Rudolph.
Frosty.
Frosty.
Frost.
You're all
Excellent.
wrong.
Mine.
You're all wrong.
Frosty.
Frosty.
Excellent.
The snowman was a jolly best.
Charlie Brown Christmas or Elf?
Charlie
Charlie
Brown.
Charlie
Brown.
Brown. Come on, like
Neither.
Elf gets boring after like the second time you've watched it.
No, that's not the best Christmas movie, and when we talk about that, I will tell you the best Christmas movie.
Oh, we forgot to mention. Okay.
You want to do a quick lightning round? What's the best Christmas movie? I'll start. Die Hard.
Yes,
I
Die
can't
Hard.
argue.
The
No.
best, I will agree that the best secular Christmas movie is Die Hard. There's no contest. Now, I mean, it's the most. I mean, but can we talk about the fact that the most American line was said by an Englishman who was acting as a German? Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho,
Ho,
ho.
ho.
Let's see. Next one. Chris, Christmas in July or put a candle out in the window as a decoration.
Candle in window.
Candle in the window. Why would anyone do Christmas in July? That defeats
Because
the
they're
whole point.
psychotic, they're fools, and they deserve nothing but death.
Christmas is supposed to be
Congratulations,
in
Brad Wader. You
December.
just described all of the Hallmark Channel.
Honestly, then, Christmas in
December.
July. I will enjoy a random sale in the middle of the summer.
Right. Christmas fruitcake or pumpkin pie?
Pumpkin pie fruitcake is gross.
I don't like either.
Neither.
Dante?
Do, do, do,
Do,
do, do,
do,
do.
Oh, he's gone.
No.
He left.
He's gone.
No,
He's
but-
gone. Too much pressure. Too much pressure.
Under pressure, looking
True.
down.
On me, looking down on you. All right. Let's see.
Now we
The
have a reset number for
shepherds.
the podcast.
All right. The shepherd's mass or mass during the day?
Shepherd's Mass.
Mastering Day.
Is Shepherd's Mass the Vigil Mass?
No.
Is it the Midnight Mass?
No.
When's Shepherd's Mass?
Dawn.
Oh, I guess Shepherd's Mass.
So big family Christmas dinner scheduled for the Saturday after Christmas, or
I'm back.
thank you. All right. Big family dinner scheduled for the Saturday after Christmas, or more intimate, immediate family Christmas dinner.
Immediate. Definitely.
Immediate.
I mean, nothing beats the chaos of a big family dinner, even if it's late.
You do that on Thanksgiving.
I mean, the Saturday after Christmas is going to be in the Christmas octave anyways, so technically it's still Christmas, so yeah, the family one. Silence Protestants in your one-day thing.
You.
Ew, Protestants. That's kind of
Oh,
gross.
right. Let us actually turn to. Hang on a second. Let me get somebody verified real quick.
No, there's
There
no
we
time.
go. Let's see. What else can I even do? Oh, that's right. Obnoxious Christmas carols or a priest giving a bad homily, not reminding the Creaster Catholics not to take communion.
I mean,
I gotta go with the carols, dude.
Carols.
Out of tune, unorganized carols. Beat that.
I mean, I
I'm gonna
guess
have to
the
go with no
homily,
comment
but
on
that's
this one.
just because, like, the priest really should, because, like, he should give an attempt.
He didn't give an attempt.
Like, if it, no. I mean, if it was just bad homily, then okay, because priests get bad homilies like all the time. I guess that's one of the advantages of going overseas, because you can't hear if the priest is a no, but no, I mean, sometimes priests give really great homilies, like, but other times priests don't give great homilies. But I don't know, like, the priest should be reminding Creaster Catholics, like, hey guys, I wouldn't.
Do not drink or eat until you leave,
Or until
You
you
guys
go
still
to
drink?
confession.
or until you go to confession.
Which, little tangent here, but it would be very helpful. And I don't know if it's even feasible to do because of all of the accoutrements and ceremony involved. But I would love if confession were heard before midnight mass. And let's see how long the confession lines would be.
Over in the Divine Liturgy, they do it at the exact same time.
Oh, well, the thing is, and this is actually kind of the interesting thing. So, on any given Sunday mass, you would have the so like priests would have confessions open before then. But then Christmas, when people, I don't know, it's just guys, just go to regular confession and go to mass on Sundays. It's really not that hard. It's not that.
And this year it's even easier because Christmas falls on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's. Oh, and next year Christmas falls on a Monday, so that's going to be really cool with the whole fourth Sunday of Advent, the fourth Sunday of Advent.
You just
Actually,
imagine the priest.
in the traditional calendar, there is no fourth Sunday of Advent if Christmas falls on Monday.
Oh,
Because the Mass that's celebrated on Sunday is the Vigil of Christmas, which would trump the fourth Sunday of Advent in the traditional calendar.
well, so you're saying there's no fourth week of Advent? So what do you do with the Advent wreath then?
Well, you
guess.
put it away.
Well,
Yeah,
no.
just-
But I mean, like when you start Advent, are there only 3 candles, or?
I suppose you could light it for the little bit of a lunch that you eat after Mass and then immediately put the thing away after Sunday dinner.
Oh well, no. That's what I'm saying though, because like a vigil, like the vigil, like starts after sundown, right? Which is why like a Saturday morning mass is the mass for Saturday morning, but the 4 p.m. mass is technically the Sunday mass, So wouldn't there still be a 4th Sunday of Advent mass in the morning and then the Christmas Eve mass in the evening?
For the
For the
when
traditional
Christmas
calendar.
Eve is on a Sunday?
Yeah. No, I mean if Christmas Eve is on a Sunday, like in the traditional
No,
calendar.
Christmas Eve is sorry, fourth Sunday of Advent is completely off the table.
So the mass, so there's no mass in the morning.
There is Mass in the morning. There is a separate Mass. There is a separate Christmas Eve Mass that is said in the morning because it is the Mass for the Vigil of Christmas. It isn't necessarily Christmas Eve night Mass.
So in the traditional calendar, there's the Christmas Eve mass in the morning, and then there's a Christmas Eve mass, and then there's a midnight mass, and then there's
No,
two...
there isn't a no. You're misunderstanding. Christmas Eve Mass in the TLM is in the morning only. There isn't a special Christmas Eve Mass in the evening before midnight Mass.
Oh, okay, and that Christmas Eve morning mass does not cover your Christmas obligation.
Correct.
Okay, that makes sense. These are the kind of liturgical differences between the TLM and Norvis Order you can find only here on Monarchist Minute, despite the fact that any Catholic YouTube channel is probably also
any
gonna have
other
that.
trad complaining channel.
Well, yeah. Forgive me, I'm but a humble Norvis Order guy who likes to go to mass with his family, so he can't go to the.
Even
Imagine.
and if Christmas Eve is not on a Sunday, then the Christmas Eve Mass is still celebrated as a daily Mass in the morning.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, imagine going to mass at Novus Ordo with your family instead of going alone to TLM like I do.
Well, look. Okay, I really don't like the way that my Okay, so we have in the parish, right, a traditional choir. Now, imagine you taking all of the sung parts of the mass, like the Kyrie and all these, and the Angus Dei, and setting it to the tune of Veni Veni Emmanuel.
Ooh.
And imagine how bad that sounds, and then dial that up to 11.
I could hear it from here.
I remember hearing that. I remember hearing that, Charles, and you just gave me nightmares.
It's just, I mean, and here's the thing, right? I have not heard "O Come, O Come, Emmanuel" once this Advent. We're recording this on the Friday of the third Sunday of Advent, or the third week in Advent, and all I've heard, the closest I've come to actually hearing at Mass "O Come, Emmanuel" is this weird like remix of it that was released a few years ago. Like,
No way, the remix.
there's a remix, and it's essentially just rearranging the it's like rearranging the shoot, what do you call it? The refrain, adding a line.
Lamb of God.
Yeah, no. It's taking the refrain of "O Come, Emmanuel," adding a line, and then changing the tune. And it's there's no point. It doesn't sound better than "O Come, Emmanuel." It doesn't have the history of "O Come, Emmanuel." It doesn't have the tradition of being sung for millennia like "O Come, Emmanuel" does. It is inferior to the original in every single way. Like, what is the point? What is, like, can boomers just stop for 5 minutes? If I could prevent all boomers from coming near the music, coming near the piano and the microphone at Mass, I I would call it good. Like, I know there's some good boomers out there. I'm sorry, you're necessary casualties. You're necessary casualties for the struggle
Bro,
for decent liturgical
Dude,
music.
my
Charles
brother.
Charles on his way to stop any old person from getting near the music. There will be no music this Mass.
Oh,
My
well, no. I mean,
brother
like,
in Christ.
so my family was all sick. So my younger sister and my dad were both sick on the Feast of the Immaculate Conception. My mother went to Mass at school because she's a lunch lady, so obviously she gets to go to Mass there. So I went, and mom didn't want me going out to the Latin Mass, which was after dark, because Latin Mass is in the downtown, and mom doesn't want me going downtown after dark because, downtown's scary. So I went to the Norvis Ordo Mass at the Latin Mass parish, and Father was very reverent. We sung 2 songs out of the missal, and I cannot believe it was a missal that was actually, like, it had all good songs in it, not like any of the modern stuff. So that was a plus. The only weird thing about it was laid out in alphabetical order as opposed to being subdivided by, genre, but, like, Advent and Christmas and whatever. Anyways, so we sung 2 stuff. So we sung, 2 songs, and they were both, traditional. They were both traditional Marian hymns. And I'm like, it's possible. It's possible to have good liturgical music in the Norvis Ordo. And Father, we did both the Kyrie and the Confiteor, which I don't think I've ever seen that done in Norvis Ordo before. Father sung the gospel. I don't think I've seen that done in a Norvis Ordo before. We used the altar rail. I don't think I've seen that done in a Norvis Ordo before. It's like, every Norvis Ordo should be like this. Why aren't all Norvis Ordos like this? Like, it
Because
was.
they're Novus Ordo. I mean, you just answered your own question.
I mean,
Also, I mean, you never know the true joy of TLM until you show up at the TLM Mass. There's not a single woman not wearing a veil. Everyone is quiet, solemn, and it's very wonderful. There's no overhead lights. It's all candle and sunlight, and it's very reverent and beautiful. And I very much enjoy TLM because of
yeah.
that.
But no, I love the TLM. If I could get my parents to start going to the TLM, that would be great. And a few more months of the traditional choir at the parish we go to might convince them. But no, I mean, but a couple years ago, I think it was 2020 or 2019, mom and my younger sister dad and my younger sister were sick. It's weird how that happens. So we went to the Latin Mass for Christmas, and it was great. it was like, I mean, obviously there were a couple of people, but it was all young people with a whole bunch of kids. And it's like, yeah, this is what all masses in the Latin Rite are going to look like in 50 years, because the boomers ain't going to last forever.
Los boomers. I just boomers somehow manage to untradition things, and it makes me sad.
I know, like I said, I know there are good boomers out there, but
There are.
for the sake of decent, for the sake of, like Charles Colomb and whatnot, but for the sake of decent music in the liturgy, I'm sorry, you're necessary casualties. Anyone born from 1945 to 1965, no.
If you want a good boomer, I'll tell you a good boomer. My grandfather, to understand how traditional this man is. He is from a rural Pennsylvania town. His church is St. Mary, and he thinks that my TLM is a bit too modern.
Really? And what is apparently too modern about your TLM?
He wouldn't say. He just said that he preferred the older version. And I honestly I think that he's awesome because I didn't even know that he was Catholic until I had learned about Catholicism in general and I started getting into it. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I am." And then he taught me how to pray the rosary and how to do general prayers and, taught me general stuff about like when to go to church, what, other than just Sundays, like what days you need to be there. What Advent is. I had no idea what Advent was at the time. Lots of great stuff. And I mean, he is the epitome of rural Irish Pennsylvania Catholic, and he's just wonderful.
Is he also a Notre Dame fan by chance?
No, actually, he's a Husker fan. Go Skurs.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Well,
So,
in fairness,
what are your
Notre Dame
feelings
probably
about?
doesn't have a
What do
great
you feel?
reputation.
Not to derail the conversation too much, but thoughts on Mickey Joseph getting arrested?
I feel bad for the man because, in case you didn't know, he basically got removed from his job as temporary head coach, which he expected, but is still not a fun thing. Gets home to find his wife in bed with a player who he once had considered a friend. Proceeded to beat her senseless, got arrested for it, and is now facing criminal charges and got officially fired from the Huskers. Very, very depressing.
Bruh.
I don't know why our coach, like literally, Bo Pelini went crazy, is a very angry person. Then you have Scott Frost, decided to go start sleeping with cheerleaders. Now Mickey Joseph's beating his wife. Like, it's a curse, man.
Well, I mean, I can't exactly blame the coaches for being frustrated because look at how bad the football team.
I'm hoping we're going to improve. They got so mad that as I'm sure not a single person other than me who's ever listened to this podcast is a Huskers fan. The Huskers have their defense is called the Black Shirts, and they actually do have black jerseys. They got those stripped because they were playing defense so badly. They got them stripped and they had to earn them back.
Actually, I do want to say this. What I want for Christmas this year is me not having to write down another remove, because right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's what I want for Christmas.
There
Did I
is
say
another.
something?
So, all right. So I guess we could seg this into what do we all want for Christmas? And we'll start with Trad. And no, you can't say for Nebraska to win a bowl game.
Dang it. For Christmas, honestly, this is a bit idealistic, but I just want everyone on Earth just calm down for a minute, chill out, go to church a little bit, and just stop with I was going to say a bad word, Charles. Just stop with all of the stuff that we have to keep doing. I just want people to calm down for a while, breathe, think before you say something stupid. It would be so much more peaceful, and I'd be able to pray my rosary in peace.
Like that'll ever happen.
Oh, it will never happen. So I'm going to pray my rosary not in peace, but pray for peace instead. And also to get better at guitar.
To be a jukebox hero.
That's
Stars in his eyes.
nice.
Okay, once again, okay. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about
said
the
it was
slight
allowed.
overlap
You
because
said it
I'm sure the
yourself.
audience. I'm not going to worry about the slight overlap because I'm sure the audience will annul that stupid promise I made. And if the audience
Unless they don't.
doesn't, I'm gonna ask Father if it's okay for me to say, you know what, forget it anyways. Okay, Krieger, what do you want for
Yeah.
Christmas? Ho ho
Uh,
ho.
Well, I want a lot of things. I want a few things. I want something, and it's not coming to mind right now.
A machine gun. Ho ho ho.
Yeah.
Yes.
The NFA disappearing. That'd be a good Christmas gift.
That would be good.
Yeah,
It
Victor.
would be so cool if like Meghan Markle stopped existing and Harry, got his life back.
What I want for Christmas is a. Oh, I was gonna say it, but then I forgot what it was. I was gonna say the thing Ralphie wanted for a Christmas story, but I
Red Ryder
forgot what
BB
it
gun.
was.
Red Ryder BB gun.
Red Ryder BB
Yeah.
gun.
Thank you. I want a Red Ryder BB gun.
I actually have one.
Seriously, I want what I want is for my alma mater to actually be Catholic. And I have met some very wonderful people at my alma mater that attend Mass with me that are working to do just that. So thanks be to God for that.
Indeed.
Dante, go ahead.
What do I want for Christmas? Sleep.
Krieger.
I'm gonna sleep for 4 weeks and do nothing.
I
I hear you.
okay. I want Hornby, and I guess the British model railway scene in general to stop with the gay stuff, so I can buy their products in good conscience, because the TT120 scale being reintroduced in the UK is very interesting to me, and I really want to get that. I really want to get that Scotsman set, and it's very intriguing because, but none of you know what I'm talking about, so I guess I'll
No
shut up.
clue.
Yeah, well, okay, I'll give you a little explanation. Okay, so in ye olden, okay, so you have HO. So you know that Lionel train set you may or may not have had as a kid.
Mhm.
No.
Okay, that it was rocking around the Christmas tree and then having a happy holiday. Anyways,
Oh. No, I
so
remember now.
that big lad that's
Rocking
kind of chunky in your
around
hand.
the
Okay,
Christmas tree at the
okay.
Christmas party hop.
Okay, but we can't sing that too much, otherwise copyright. But anyways, so
Grr.
that scale is O gauge. Now there's a scale smaller than that called HO, which is half O, and that scale is like 1 to 84 or 80, whatever scale. Anyways, so but in Britain, okay, they couldn't, in like the 1920s, they couldn't fit motors into HO scale models because British locomotives were comparatively smaller than, I guess, continental European stuff and American stuff. So what they did is they made the scale slightly bigger, but they used HO track still. So what they came up with was double O gauge. So the models are too big for the track, right? Because the wheels had to be the same width as a HO, but everything else is bigger. So that's double O. And then there's N gauge, which was invented in the 60s or 70s or something, which is half that of HO. And that's accurate when it comes to the width of the track, but it's a little chunky. So TT scale is between HO and N scale, and is supposed to be this problem solver between the two, because you can still get finer detail where things aren't chunky like they are in N scale, but it's still accurate like they are in 00, and I just realized how nerdy I sound doing
Yeah,
this.
that was a
Yeah.
whole.
If you
nerd
understood
rant.
that, then congratulations. But yeah, so
Oh.
I
essentially
didn't.
that's the that's what that is. So
So you want a train set for Christmas? Got it.
well, I want Hornby to stop being, gay, so I can, or pro LGBT whatever, so that I can get that, because I really do want to get that Hornby TT 120 stuff, because it's really interesting. I'm 00 right now, and I think I'm going to stay 00, but TT is a very interesting prospect.
You want a train set?
I have many train sets, and I want
All right.
more.
So
I want
let's-
unlimited train sets.
To be fair, my grandpa, the one I was talking about earlier, has a bunch of Lionel trains. So
Send
that's
them
fair.
my way. No.
let's see. What would be the best Christmas gift other than the physical things you want? What would be the best Christmas gift for our nation?
A new
king.
president.
The best gift for this nation would be making me the supreme dictator, comrade, general secretary, king, ever, whatever. That way I can tell everyone to shut up when they have to.
A Catholic monarch.
That's pretty base too.
I guess, given that I'm a Catholic monarchist, I think that
Oh
that's,
yeah, no, it's not like everyone else in here is also a Catholic monarchist.
No way.
well,
I
yeah,
think
well,
we
no, I mean,
all-
but there are
we
those
all want it.
who do not see the truth as clearly as we.
For we are
Submit
based.
to Rome.
Submit to Rome.
Okay, would you like to answer the question?
I did.
Come on, Dante, answer the question.
I
Agree with
already
me.
did.
Oh, you did.
I was
Okay.
the first
The
person
question
to say
was
king.
Oh.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
The
So,
defeated.
Oh.
Okay.
so, I think at this point we should probably do we want to do the Christmas proclamation now, or do we want to make that a separate video?
I think that would be better served as a separate video that I scheduled to upload on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. Yeah.
So let's take her home, Charles.
All right. If you would like to join us live on Monarchist Minute, you can do that. Link in the description below, but not for the next 2 weeks. And if you would like to write a question, you can do that in our Discord, link in the description below, or you can write in the comments. Please send us your questions. I don't care if it's a question we've answered 15 times. Well, okay, actually I do. But
Oh,
but I do.
dang.
But please send us your questions. The only way you can find out is by asking, and then the annoyed tone in my response when I answer it. I'm just kidding. Okay, whatever. It's not your fault. Or is it?
Probably.
Anyways, it's
be.
probably
Maybe.
not your fault. But if you are looking for a little more crazy way of communicating with us, you can join us on Twitter, which may or may not be around in a few months. Link in the description below. I don't know if, like I say, Elon Musk, he may be trying to intentionally burn it to the ground, and if he is, I'm all there for it. Anyway. And if you have decided to reject the liberal consensus, but you have not decided to be truly based, and you are in that weird in-between ground known as the neocon, you can join us on Gab. Link in the description below.
We apologize for your loss in advance.
Yes, we
Yeah.
we apologize. We'll with our sincerest condolences, we'll send you a card to your family. But if you are old, like one of those boomers, I'm going to prevent from messing around with the mass music, you can join us on Facebook. Link in the description below. And we also have a website that answers some questions for you. Link in the description below. And now it is time for us to conclude in prayer. which will be the Our Father, and then because it's still Advent for us recording this, I guess we'll do the what do you call it? The Alma Redemptoris, but the Advent ending for it. So, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Ghost, Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. Mother of Christ, hear thou thy people's cry, star of the deep and portal of the sky, mother of him who thee from nothing made, sinking we strive and call to thee for aid. O by that joy which Gabriel brought to thee, thou virgin first and last, let us thy mercy see. The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary, and she conceived by the Holy Ghost. Let us pray. Pour forth, we beseech thee, O Lord, thy grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ thy Son was made known by the message of an angel, may be brought by his passion and cross to the glory of his resurrection, through the same Christ our Lord. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen. All right. So until the new year, may God bless you. May God bless the United States of America. Have a great rest of your Advent. Have a great Christmas tide, and have a great new year. And take a cup of kindness for old lang syne.
Good night.
Good night.